Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm sharing another really popular American Chinese fast food favorite, orange chicken. So orange chicken was really popularized by Panda Express, and I tried their recipe about a few months back, and in my opinion the flavor was really lacking because the original Panda Express orange chicken called for 2 pounds of chicken and only a quarter cup of orange juice, and that's it. So I'm gonna teach you how to make my orange chicken recipe. And there's another thing that I'm not a big fan of Panda Express orange chicken, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so my orange chicken recipe. Right here I have 400 grams of boneless chicken thighs. I took off the skin. And then, of course, we're gonna need some fresh oranges. So you can use box squeezed orange juice. But the thing is that we're gonna be using some of the orange skin, and most of the flavor actually comes from the skins, so you will need some grated orange peels. So I'm gonna cut my chicken up into about 20 to 24 pieces. So this recipe will serve about 2 people. And you want to cut each piece about 1 inch to 1.5 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. All right, so total 24 pieces of chicken. Gonna slide these off into a bowl for a quick marinade. First, 2 teaspoons of Chinese cooking wine. I'm using Shaoxing Chinese cooking wine. And a tablespoon of light soy sauce. And 1 teaspoon of pure sesame oil. Then, 1 large egg. With no eggshells, of course. And then we just mix this up with our hands. Making sure that each piece of the chicken has good contact with the marinade ingredients. Okay, so once that's done, I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of corn flour. I'm gonna be adding more flour to fry it, but this corn flour is just a pre-coating, and it's gonna help the chicken stay moist and juicy during frying. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna marinate this in the refrigerator minimum 10 minutes. All right, so now that the chicken is marinating, let's work on a sauce that's gonna make this chicken orangey. Because originally I wanted to marinate the chicken with orange juice or even orange soda, but in my opinion, when I tried that out, the chicken just came out a little bit kind of artificial tasting. So for me, my preference is to give the chicken all the saucy orange deliciousness. It's gonna come from the sauce. And we only need a tablespoon of grated orange peel. And one big tip about grating orange peel is don't grate too deep. Once you get into the white part, that part is bitter, so just the outer orange skin. You can use a combination of fresh orange or boxed orange juice, but as I said, you definitely need this grated orange peel. It's gonna make all the difference. I think that's one of the things that are lacking in the Panda Express orange chicken recipe, and that's why it didn't taste so orangey. Okay, and that's it. All right, so to make this the best orangey tasting orange chicken, we're gonna need a lot of orange juice. 3/4 of a cup of orange juice is all we need, okay? I don't have a juicer, so I need to go medieval on this. And don't worry about the orange pulp, okay? The orange pulp is gonna help flavor it, so don't stress out about it. All right, so that's done. This is a 3/4 of a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. So I'm gonna teach you something very, very important right now, okay? This is where you separate the boys from the men, from the girls to the women, okay? You have to taste the orange juice. Because oranges, depending on the season, depending on where it was grown, some could be more sour, some could be more sweet, some could be a little bit more in between, and some could be just bland, you know? So you're gonna taste this orange juice and see if it's gonna work for you or not. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. A little bit tart, a little bit tart. So I know that I'm gonna need to add a little bit more sugar to my orange juice. Speaking about sugar, I have here 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Normally I add about 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, but But because this orange juice tastes a little bit tart to me, I add a little bit more sugar. And I'm gonna add in a tablespoon and a half of rice vinegar. Because essentially this is a sweet and sour sauce. I need 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. And then we're gonna chuck in our orange zest. And that's it. And we just stir it up to get the brown sugar dissolved. Okay, set your sauce aside. Okay, so now we need to make a very important ingredient for the sauce. We need to make a slurry. So this is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or corn flour in certain countries, depending on where you are. And I need equal amounts of water. So this is 2 tablespoons of water. A slurry is gonna help thicken up the sauce. I'm not gonna use it all. I'm just gonna check out the consistency when I add it in. And you know, because sometimes I like my sauce more sticky, sometimes I like mine a little bit more light. So it depends on the mood. Okay, and now a little bit of aromatics. This is 1-inch piece of ginger that I'm peeling with a small spoon. And just need to give this a quick mince. And I also need equal amounts of minced garlic, 2 teaspoons. Just a little bit of extra garlic goes a long way. All right, now time to coat the chicken. Right here I have half a cup of corn flour and half a cup of AP flour, plus half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground white pepper mixed in. I'm gonna start coating my chicken and let most of the marinating liquid just drip down. We don't need all of it. That's one of the things about that I didn't really like about the Panda Express orange chicken recipe, is that their batter for frying the chicken was really wet. You know, in their words, it's a pancake-like batter, and to me, you know, I just don't really like that. That's my preference. And then we just go in and mix all of these up. The goal is to try and get your chicken pieces to look like powdered donuts. Okay, so it's ready when your pieces of chicken stop sticking to each other because of the flour, and your chicken pieces look like powdered donuts, which is like that. Okay, that's done. Time to heat up the oil. Okay, couple of final things. Right here I have a large chopped up red onion. This onion was about 90 grams. It looks like a lot of onions, but don't worry, these are gonna shrink when they cook. Plus we're also gonna need about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of red chili flakes. Add as much as you want or as little as you want. It's up to you, okay? Just a couple of spring onions sliced up nicely, like, you know, in diagonals. Some white sesame seeds. Okay, so I have my oil heating up right now. When I fry chicken, I always break up my chicken into batches, because when you're frying foods, you don't want to fry too many pieces of chicken one time, because what happens is you're going to drop down the temperature of the oil too quickly, and that's when you get a really greasy food. So as I mentioned, I have 24 pieces of chicken here, right? I'm going to break it down and cook it in 2 batches, so 12 pieces per batch. But after I fry all of my 24 pieces of chicken, I'm going to fry all of these chicken one more time, because when you fry twice, you make it nice. I swear I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt and sell it for like $3.99. So anyways, all right, to check if this oil is hot enough for frying, you stick a wooden chopstick into the center, and when it starts fizzing like that, it's ready to start frying. So I'm gonna start by putting in 12 pieces of chicken. So I'm gonna fry mine for about 4 minutes. All right, so it's about 3.5 minutes. I'm gonna put my chicken aside on a wire rack. As you can see, the chicken has a nice light golden color.
That's what I'm looking for now. So I'm gonna give a few minutes and let my oil go back up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so now it's time to do the second fry. I'm going to jack my heat up a little bit more high, and I want to bring my temperature up to about 390 degrees. This way it's gonna really crisp up my chicken and give this chicken a really nice crunch. Okay, so my oil has been heating on a higher heat for about 3 minutes. I believe the oil should be about 390 degrees. This time, we can put all of our chicken in at one time. Now, when you put it in during the second fry, be very careful. It's very hot oil. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my heat. About 10 to 20 seconds is all it's gonna take. As you can see, my chicken is one shade darker. And you can even hear there's like a nice outer coating. Check that out. All right. Okay, so I cleaned out my pan. My wok is on medium heat. When it starts to smoke, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm gonna drop in about a teaspoon of chili flakes. Actually, I'm putting more. And before that burns, put in my garlic and my ginger. Drop in my onions. And quickly pour in the sauce. Oh, I think I added too much chili flakes. It's like, it smells so peppery in here, but it also smells really orangey. Oh, the orange smell is so intense. Gonna mix up my slurry, because you have to mix it, because if you don't, it's gonna settle. So mix it up really well. I'm gonna pour in about a tablespoon first. And just mix it up. You see, my sauce is starting to thicken up, but I think it could use a little bit more, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon. The sauce has thickened up. It actually looks like it's seized up, and it's covering the back of my ladle. All right, that's it. All right, now it is nice and thick. I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm gonna drop in all of my yummy chicken. Oh man, and then we're gonna coat the chicken with the sauce. I'm telling you, it smells so orangey already. Oh, check that out. It's like a perfect amount of sauce. Man, doesn't that look good? Oh, can't wait to try this out.
Man, this just smells so good. I mean, there's an actual scent of orange coming from this dish. Put in some spring onions and just drop in some sesame seeds. Stick in a little piece of sliced orange. That looks better. That looks way better. And there it is, my orange chicken. This is one super easy dish to make. Let's try one of these babies out. Still has a really nice crunch. And the orange sauce. In the orange sauce, there is no mistake that there is orange sauce in this at all. Though I think I added a little bit too much red chili flakes. This is really spicy. But it's so good, you can't stop eating it. Like always, I do deliveries. I take Bitcoins and Camels as payment.